Okay, we're recording.
All right. So awesome. I'm so excited about tonight. This is Eric, the creator of Teamzy that I speak of. That is, I dedicate every bit of anything that I've ever done well with Xyngular since February, that I actually since March. I will tell you, Eric, I've used Teamzy religiously, and my business has grown from 30,000 volume to 130,000 in volume.
That's great.
So these ladies that are on here, I mean, I've got some rock stars on my team, and they're all dabbling in it. And I'm just so excited for you to be able to give us the lowdown on exactly what to do with it. So this is Eric, the creator of Teamzy. Woo-hoo!
All right. Well, I'm so excited to be here. That is so great. I love hearing stories like that. And I'm going to mute everybody, by the way. You're muted. You can unmute yourselves if you feel the spirit move you, but otherwise we'll keep you muted. So thank you for sharing that, Cora. One of the best things about my job is getting to be part of your success story. So hopefully after this call in a couple months, one of you will be sharing with me a similar story, which would be really, really cool. So here's what we want to do tonight. I don't have a lot of time with you, and I want to pack it with as much teaching and content as I possibly can. So I'm going to teach you guys a lot of things. We're going to start with talking about how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. I'll explain what that means in a second. And I'm going to show you how to use Teamzy, how to do a power hour, like what I call the perfect power hour. Okay. So I'll take you through the steps on how to do the perfect power hour. And then if you haven't had enough of me yet, I'll hang out and answer questions. If you guys have questions at the end, you can ask me just about anything. I'll be happy to answer them. Sound good? Okay, cool. So this is what I want to start with. How to systemize your success with relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Now, this is important because Teamzy is software, right? And it's designed to make your life easy. But it's more than that. It's actually a system. It's an approach to the business that I'm going to teach you a little bit about tonight. So, and that's relationship marketing. Also, Teamzy is designed to help you get all of your work done, guys, all of your business building activity done in less than an hour. Can I get an amen for that one? Yes. So just kind of give you my backstory. Cora introduced me, Eric Johnson, creator of Teamzy, but my background is not network marketing and direct sales. I've been a business coach and a professional business consultant for 20 years. Crazy, right? And I've been helping business owners build their businesses based on authentic relationships. It's something that I've just been doing for ages and ages and ages. And about 7 years ago, I fell into the network marketing opportunity kind of by accident. I found some products I really enjoyed and they were really helping me. And I saw it as a great opportunity to create a little side income, right? And I had no experience with it whatsoever, but I had experience helping business owners build relationship-based businesses. And so I just started figuring out how to apply what I already knew to this industry. But just to kind of give you some background, here's a shot of my family, my favorite people. Second, next comes you guys, of course, but these are my favorite people. The challenge I had with my career was that I never saw them. I was always working. I was always constantly working, trying to provide what I considered a good life for them, but it just meant I couldn't be present. I never saw my kids. I never saw my wife. I used to joke that I only knew my kids in their pajamas because they were in pajamas when I left and they were in pajamas when I came home. And so to me, the network marketing opportunity was amazing because here's something I could build that could grow and maybe give me that flexibility of time so that I could provide a great life for my family, but be with them, be present with them, right? Also, I just kind of wanted to make more money. Anybody, that's not a bad idea either, right? Like, I just kind of figured like, hey, I live in Southern California. I wanted a bigger house. We lived in a tiny little house. Everybody shared a room, including my wife and I. We always had a baby crib in our room and 200-pound dogs in our bedroom, right? So it was just, I dreamt about having a bigger home and all of this. And so it was a great opportunity to do it. Here was my challenge. I didn't have time. When was I going to build a business? I already had a full-time job that left no time, right? I couldn't figure out when I would do it. And so I sat down one day, I pulled out all my calendars and I looked at where I spent time and I figured I could squeeze 1 hour a day into this business. And so once I had committed to that, I said, babe, I can do this. 1 hour a day, I can do it. Now my problem was, how am I going to do it in an hour a day? I need some tools. I need some software to help me leverage that time. And I started looking for tools. I imagine there must be some, right? And I didn't find anything. Nothing I could use anyways, because I'm not real techie. It has to be easy for me. And so that's kind of how Teamzy came to be. I took some guys to lunch with me who are way smarter than me. And I said, look at these stick figures I drew in my notebook. Do you think we could build something like this? And we built Teamzy. And really, I just wanted it for myself at first. But after I sent it to about 20 people I knew to check out, it started spreading like wildfire. And just to kind of give you some background on that wildfire, in just 4.5 years, we've had more than 120,000 network marketers use Teamzy. And that number is humbling to me because, you know, we're not like backed by some Silicon Valley angel investor that spends money on advertising. It's basically just people recommending it to each other, which is pretty cool. Also, I want you guys to see that these numbers, that active Xyngular users are getting unbelievable results. And Cora shared her personal testimony with you guys a second ago. But they're averaging 36 new customers and 14 new recruits over 90 days. That is huge. Those are big numbers. Really great results for Xyngular so far using Teamzy, which is really cool. Okay, so let's get back into the training. Enough background. I want to talk to you about relationship marketing. What is relationship marketing? Have you guys heard this term? It seems to be kind of a buzzword now. I used to laugh when I became a business coach 20 years ago. Nobody knew what it was. And then about 10 years ago, everybody called themselves a coach, right? Now we're talking relationship marketing. It's a buzzword. But here's what I want you guys to understand about this. Relationship marketing is a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. Relationship marketing is a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and product. This is huge, and I want you guys to get this at the beginning. The reason why people are so skeptical and negative in many cases about network marketing is because they feel like there's a target on their backs and their friends now just see them as an opportunity for a sale. Is this right? Do you guys get this sometimes? And our approach is the opposite. We want people to know the relationship matters more to us. And if your heart is in that place, everything I teach you tonight, it's going to make sense to you. Also, this is not some abstract feel-good concept. We're not going to get together and sing Kumbaya at the end of this call tonight, right? Not unless you guys really, really want to. This is a proven system that we follow. It's a proven system that we follow. Always knowing what to do next. Always knowing what to do next. There's not a lot of places in our lives where we always know what to do next, but with this system, we do. Also, relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. Okay, that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the services or products of a business. I flipped those, products or services of a business. A system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. I want you guys to make sure you get this because yeah, we sell things, right? We sell stuff. But that's not what you are. You are business owners. And your business is not Xyngular. Your business is lead generation. You're in the lead generation business. The business that you own is initiating consumer interest or inquiry into your products and services. That's it. Get that down. That's our job, is to initiate that interest and inquiry. That's what lead generation means. Now, there's a million different ways to generate leads in the world. I happen to believe relationships work the best and they're the most authentic. And you don't have to be salesy or cheesy. Who's up for that? Yeah. So here's the next principle. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. So your job is to generate leads, right? That interest or inquiry, so that you can build relationships with people. That's it. Our focus is building relationships. And I want you guys to understand something. A relationship is worth more than a sale because relationships become advocates. We turn our relationships into advocates by investing time in providing outstanding service. An advocate will bring you many sales. Does this make sense? This is how have you guys wondered, what am I going to be doing 10 years from now? Am I still going to be doing the same thing, trying to generate business? Am I still going to have to learn the new tricks and tips and tricks on Instagram in 10 years to stay up in this business? I want you guys to know there is light at the end of the tunnel. When you build a relationships-based business, after a little while, after a couple of years of doing this, you don't have to do anything else. The relationships sustain the business. I'm going to kind of explain a little bit of that tonight, but it's really cool. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. Otherwise, every other lead generation system, you got to beat those bushes until your arms fall off for years and years and years. Next principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. Okay? This business has a reputation because so many people who have preceded us treated people poorly. True? They ran over their relationships. They damaged those relationships. They burned bridges. They made people feel like, they just wanted to use them. With relationship marketing, we're building trust, which means, here's the good news, you cannot ever do anything disingenuous or the whole thing falls apart. Anything that you've been trained, and look, you've probably been trained by amazing leaders in this industry to do things or to say things a certain way, and you've kind of felt, I don't know about that. I don't really feel right saying that or sending that message. Anybody ever encounter that? Yeah, that is because it was disingenuous. If you had that feeling, it's not because you're a wimp or that you're a coward. It's because your gut told you this isn't an honest way to do this. Right? So relationship marketing depends on trust. So the good news is you don't have to do that and it works just as well. Okay. Trust makes it fun. Trust makes it fun. If somebody trusts you even a little bit, you guys, you don't have to sell them. You don't have to convince them. When there's trust, you just get to helping. You get right to the helping part, the part that's fulfilling, right? Also, trust removes the ickiness from the sales process, the ickiness. I think that's technically the correct term, don't you? You're never going to feel icky this way, nor will your friends or family as you're talking to them. And you get to go for yes. With trust, you get to go for yes. Forget this, that our industry standard is going for no. Have you guys heard the term going for no? Here's the concept if you haven't. It's, Eric, make me a list of 100 people you know. I'm going to give you a script. You fire this script and it's going to be something like, hey, I have a great opportunity for you to look at, or here's a video for you to watch. You're going to fire it at all 100. 99 are going to say no. Don't worry about that because one's going to say yes and we'll be on our way. You're going to go right through those no's. You're going for the no's, get through them to get to the yes. My first week in the business, somebody told me that and I said, that is insane. I'm not doing that. Are you kidding me? You want me to get rejected by the 99 of the best 100 people I know? That's no way to build a business. I'd rather spend some time building trust so I get 99 yeses. And that's what relationship marketing is, guys. And I'm going to show that as we go. So how do you build trust? How do you actually do it? It's about being intentional about everything you do to build trust with people as you go and paying attention. There's 4 essential ingredients to building trust. 4 essential ingredients. Number 1 is chemistry. Okay, chemistry. And I'll explain these in a second. Number 2 is character. Okay, character. And number 3 is competence. Okay, competence. And number 4 is consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. Okay, you got those down? Great. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Bottom line, people want to do business with a friend. So we need to build rapport, figure out what we have in common so we can connect with people. We can start, having some fun with them. Nobody wants to do business with someone they don't like. Right? There's only a couple of exceptions we make for this, and it's usually attorneys and brain surgeons. We don't care if we like them, right? But everyone else we want to like. Number 2 is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Please notice something about this. You don't actually have character. Character is something that we do. It's something that we do. It's an intentionality. We're intentional about doing this, showing people how we care. Now, you are your brand, which means that your character you need to be demonstrating character 24/7. We think of character as kind of the sum of everything we've done in the past, right? And if we've done more good than bad, we say we have good character. I want you guys to know character is what you're doing right now. It's showing people that you care for them. It's how you follow up with prospects, how you follow up with customers, how you drive your car on the highway, right? Are you considerate of others? Do you return the shopping cart at Target? Like those kinds of things. It's 24/7 showing character, right? And it's so important. I mean, how many of you guys have a Xyngular sticker on your car? Does anyone have one of those on their car? I guarantee you, if you stick one of those on your car, you'll be a more considerate driver. Right? Yeah. Or if you put a statement of faith on your car, that I always tell people, if you're a maniac driver, put a statement of faith on your car, because that'll make you more responsible, right? Anyways, that's my thing. My wife's license plate is Faith, Hope, Love, like with the letters. It's F8THPE with a heart, California plate. So people pull over and they go, "I love your plate." I'm like, you cannot cut people off in this car, because that's what they see as you're cutting them off, right? So it has to be like nice, slow with the blinker. They see the plate. Oh, that plate's so nice. I feel so good, right? But we're joking about this, but this is character demonstration. People are constantly looking at our character. Is it important to you when you do business with a company or a person that they're a person of character that you can feel good about? It makes a big difference, right? It makes a big difference. And we want people to trust us, so we have to be demonstrating care. This also comes down to how you post on social media. What are you posting? Is it all about what I need? Or is it about how can I add value to you? If you're looking at my posts, how can I bring value into your day, smile into your day? Does it make sense? Number 3 is competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Okay, competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. So there's a couple things here. The first is, yeah, I've heard some good things about Xyngular. Maybe you can help me. Do you know what you're talking about? Do I feel confident that you can help me? I mean, I went to the website. I don't know what to order. Can you talk to me about my problem and make a recommendation and really help me through this process? That's the first piece. You know, if you want someone to be your customer, they need to know, that you're good at what you're doing. Make sense? The second piece is, I need to know, I'm in love now because you just helped me lose 40 pounds. This is amazing. I want to join your team. Do I want to join your team? Do I feel like you could mentor me in this business? Do I feel like you are the one who can help me be successful? How are you showing up? Are you demonstrating these competencies? Now, here's the thing, couple things on this. If you're new-ish to the business and you don't have that competence yet, but you're working on it, that's great. You need to show people that you're working on it, okay? That you're learning. Whatever you do, don't pretend to be something you're not, because remember, it comes back to trust. When you're new, you just talk about your upline, you talk about your team. Oh my gosh, you need to talk to Cora, right? She's amazing, and tell her story. She went from 30,000 volume to 130,000 volume in 4 months. I mean, unbelievable. And that's the team we're on, right? So this could be your first day in the business, and you could be talking about the competence of your team. Does this make sense? As you build your own. And you know what I'm learning? Today I sat through a training with the Teamzy guy. Unbelievable. I learned all this stuff about building relationships. You should join us and learn with us. So new people, you share the experience and competence of your team members. And also, I want you demonstrating publicly what you're learning on your social media when you're talking to people. It might be about nutrition. It might be about weight loss. It might be, oh my gosh, did you know this? Right? That kind of stuff. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. There's a principle behind these real quick, and then we'll jump to number 4. The principle is this: when somebody wants to do business with you, they really only care about 3 things. And these aren't things they say usually, they're just things they feel, like emotions. They care about these 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Here's the thing that's kind of amazing too. People will stop doing business with a company or a person when they feel for sure one of these is no. Has that ever happened to one of you guys? Like, things are going great and it's like, man, they don't care about me. I'm just a number with them. Forget them. I'm canceling, right? For example. So those are really important. Oops, I went past it. This right here. Well, somewhere in here. Here we go. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Okay, number 4 is consistency. I'm really sorry. We actually have to do work to make this happen. We have to be consistent. This is what really matters. Now, look, we're talking about trust, right? How can I trust you if you've done something once? Right? Because you tell me, trust me? No, people want to see that you can do things consistently. People want to see that you can do things consistently. If I start out with Xyngular and I'm super excited, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this Xyngular opportunity and I'm going to lose 50 pounds and you don't lose a single pound, you don't do anything, you don't change anything in your life. 3 months down the road, people are going to be like, well, that didn't work, did it? Right? It's about being consistent. It's about being consistent. And so I want you guys to think about this, because this is what matters the most when you're building trust. People want to see that you can do things consistently. We want to do things like, using the products. How many of you guys use your Xyngular products consistently as part of your lifestyle, right? If you're not doing that, forget it. You're not going to go to the next step, right? We got to be a product of our product. How about sharing our story and our journey? How many of you consistently share? You post on social media and people know what you're doing? Anybody still see a secret Xyngular person? Anybody hiding out still? They haven't let anybody know that they're secretly doing this? That doesn't work, by the way. Nobody's been successful doing it secretly. We got to tell people consistently. But the important piece is, well, there's a principle on this before I jump into how we do this. But I want you guys to understand that people respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. When people see you doing things consistently, they're like, wow, it's really impressive. How many of you have been told that you're inspiring? Has anyone told you that you inspire them? It's humbling, isn't it? But what is inspiring about people is their consistency. It's their consistency. So people will trust you when you're consistent, but not only that, they're drawn to you. They're drawn to you. It actually attracts people to your team. And you'll find that people who are excited about the products and the business opportunity will become more excited about the Xyngular community and about the team community. Probably for some of you, that's already happened, right? Even though we haven't been able to have a Zing Fling this year in person, which I'm bummed about because I was coming, but it's okay. It's all good. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. So this is the real checkup from the neck up. Are you as consistent with relationships? And you guys already told me you're pretty good at using your products and posts, sharing your story, but are you as consistent with your relationships? Are you as consistent about staying in touch with people as just, say, posting on social media? This is what matters, okay? Because relationship building is a contact sport, which means you need to be in regular contact with people if you want to have a relationship with them. In fact, I would tell you the secret of the business is to stay in regular contact with every single person you've ever met. But I know your time is scarce, which is why I built Teamzy. It makes it easy. Okay, we'll see that in a second. But here's the most important principle of the night, and then we're going to jump into Teamzy in a second. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Just give you guys a quick example on this. How many of you have ever, and if you do you all have your cameras on? If you can if you're decent, turn your camera on so I can see you. How many of you have ever received like a really great letter or card from somebody that you care about? And it had a handwritten, like a handwritten note in it. And when you read that note, oh my gosh, I just got you right here. Have you guys ever received something like that? Hopefully everybody, right? If not, put your address in the chat. We're going to send you cards today because everyone needs to have those. Okay, so you probably thought of one or two and specifically when I asked you that. So the next question is, do you still have it? Have you saved it? Did you keep that card somewhere? How many of you guys have a little secret stash of your favorite cards and letters from people you really love that you've kept somewhere? We all do this, right? We've all done this. And I've taught this class in every English-speaking corner of the world, and everybody saves the cards and letters. In fact, it's amazing that even when we pass on, a lot of times our family will keep cards and letters that were ours. Probably some of you have cards or letters from somebody that you love that has passed on and you've kept it. Isn't that incredible how much we value that? Have you guys ever thought about that? Now, another example. This is a happy birthday postcard. Have you guys ever got one of these? Like this one's from my life insurance salesperson. The one person I hope to never actually have to call, right? Well, I guess it wouldn't be me calling him. This is a little happy birthday postcard. I get it also. My dentist also sends me these. Do you guys ever get these? Okay. Have you saved these? Do these go in a special place? Sherry's laughing at me. Heck no. These go right in the trash. Maybe recycling if you're that, maybe the recycling bin. It's kind of like you get these and you go, that was nice. And that's it. Now, what's the difference? Now, let's look back at this principle. We don't value this, first of all, because it required no investment of time. He didn't invest any time in this. It's an automated system. So we know it doesn't have much value to him or to me. The second piece is this is not a personal connection. This is an impersonal connection, isn't it? This is a bulk mail out. Everybody that month got the same card, the same message. Doesn't even have my name on it. It just says, here's to another great year of you. You know who you are. That's the equivalent in our business is sending the message that says, hey, sweetie, or hey, girl, right? Because we can't take the time to use somebody's name to let them know it's for them. It has required no time, it's not personal, so it doesn't mean anything to us, has no value. And so I want you guys to understand the key to building this business is building relationships. The key to building relationships is investing time and connecting personally. Any system that you see that doesn't do those two things, it's not going to work. And we are so seduced by this concept of automated marketing. Have you guys heard the term? Automated marketing. You just pay and we do it all for you, fire and forget. And that's what this is. That's what it feels like on the other end. Now, I guarantee you that this gentleman gets a couple of life insurance policies a year because he sends out this card. But that's not his business strategy, I hope. I hope that's not his whole business strategy. Make sense? So what I want you guys to understand is what we do with Teamzy, not you need to be writing people cards all the time, letters, but handwritten cards, by the way, will be kept forever. So everyone, if you can think of a reason to send somebody a card, you do that whenever you can, right? I even recommend, I had these made for my business, but get some little note cards made up for your business that have your logo and what you do on one side. Just like a little bit, like a little, like this is I got my little Teamzy letterhead on one side. The other side is part of the Teamzy logo, like wrapped around itself. They're just little cards with envelopes. So you can write cards every once in a while. Just a little pro tip. It's a marketing piece that they'll never throw away if you put your heart into it. But even just sending somebody a text message or a Facebook message or direct messaging them on Instagram, personalized to them, taking 3 seconds of your day of time invested in them makes a huge impact. And that's what we built Teamzy to help you do, is to make a huge impact in many lives with only having to invest a few seconds. Does this make sense? And you do it in a way so nobody falls through the cracks. We'll show you that in a second. But that is the point here, is that you want to make sure that you are investing time and connecting with people to build relationships. Okay. This is all great, Eric. We like what you're saying. We're still here. We haven't gone to make a ham sandwich yet. But philosophy is not enough. You need a system. You got to have a system, something to follow, right? Otherwise, it's like drinking water with your hands. You need a system, a way to stay in contact with all your relationships. Know when you're going to contact people, so you're not spending too much time planning or thinking. Just get into the doing part. Know what you're going to say so that you can start authentic conversations without coming across as a total cheesy salesperson. And make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. Which, when I talk to you guys about following up, we'll talk about the fact that the vast majority of the business falls through the cracks as it is now. Hopefully after this call tonight, it won't happen to you. Okay, let's dive out of here and dive into Teamzy. Enough background on relationship marketing. Let's show you how to actually do it. Now, oh wait, there's one thing. Let me get myself logged in before I share my screen. Are you guys all using Teamzy already? Is everybody using Teamzy, or do we need to? We've got some newbies. Okay, so let me just do it. Let me just do it from the get-go. Okay, so first off, I want you guys to know this. When you go into, wait, what am I in? Oh, that's why I'm confused. Hold on, that's the wrong browser. Too many things open. Okay, here it is. Anybody addicted to having open windows on their computer at all times? Tons of them. That's me. There we go. Okay. So when you first off, I want you guys to know, if you go to teamzy.com, you can get a free trial. Teamzy.com/Xyngular is even better, because then you don't have to find the Xyngular version. You'll be in it, and you can get 30 days free. So it's super easy to use. We don't ask for any credit card or anything. Get in there for free. The other thing that we'll talk about at the end is that we have a special relationship with Xyngular Corporate. So for Xyngular people, it's actually a third off the regular rates, which is pretty awesome. It's super, super inexpensive. So once you've logged into your free trial, it takes you into the setup wizard. This is designed to make setting up Teamzy super easy. And that's what we're looking at here, is the first page of the setup wizard. Okay. There's a little video from me. We'll skip that because you have me live. The first thing I want you to look at here in the setup wizard is your income goal. You want to set an income goal. Now, Teamzy does something pretty incredible with this. You tell how much you want to earn, and Teamzy will tell you exactly what to do every day to get there. There's no wondering or thinking. It's like a science. Okay. So you can see my goal was 150,000. Maybe your goal is higher. Maybe it's lower. So you just slide this to whatever you want. Okay. So at the time that I started my business, my salary was 150,000. I wanted to replace that so that I could be with my kids, which is amazing. And thank the Lord it happened. So here we go. So at 150,000, which was my goal, just as an example, I need to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors on my team each day. Okay, so 19 people I'm going to reach out to. And I'll show you that's about 15 to 30 minutes work in Teamzy, depending on how comfortable you are with Teamzy. Okay, and so that's the specific numbers that I want to do 5 days a week for 12 months to get to my goal. So once you have that set up, click on continue. Okay, so now Teamzy is set up to those goals in the background. The next step is getting all your contacts into Teamzy. We want to get everyone in here. So we want to get your team in here, your customers in here. We want to get all of your Facebook friends, Instagram followers, everybody into Teamzy in one place. So you're not like looking at sticky notes on the wall or looking for notebooks with someone's contact, digging through your phone. We want it all in one place, okay? The other thing that Teamzy does, which I'll show you in a second, besides it being in one place where you can always get to in your phone, your computer, whatever, is that Teamzy actually does something magical with it. It cycles that list of contacts for you so that nobody ever falls through the cracks. And I'll show you that in a second. So here's the Teamzy dashboard, okay? Maybe you guys have looked at it. Some of you are using it already. Some of you maybe just dabbled in it. Let me just give you a super quick tour of some of it, and then we'll do a power hour. So I want you to see first where it says today's activities right here at the top. These are the goals for today, and they're based on that income goal that we set, right? So my goal for today is to connect with 9 prospects. You can see I've got a 0. I haven't done any work yet. I've also got a goal to connect with 6 of my customers and then with 4 of my distributors. Let me just clarify, when I say connect, I don't mean send them some cheesy script off the shelf that is trying to sell them or have them look at the opportunity yet. All I want to do when I connect is just make their day. Okay, it's just to make their day. I call it the make someone's day mindset. It's one of our hashtags at Teamzy, hashtag make someone's day mindset. And when you're doing a power hour, your goal, when you see somebody's name in the power hour, is just to make their day, okay? And I'm going to explain as we go. That gives you an opportunity to have a normal conversation with somebody. The normal conversations are what can progress to something good. If we start off with, some cold offer, then we just turn people off. They don't want to talk to us, right? So we have normal conversations first. The next goal after connecting with prospects, customers, and distributors is a goal to share. So I've got a goal to share 3 times. And sharing is just quite simply sharing a product solution for somebody based on their issues, what they need help with, or sharing a business opportunity with somebody. Okay, so those are shares. My goal is to do that 3 times a day. And then I've got a goal to add new people to Teamzy. Okay, so constantly as I'm meeting people, I'm adding new people to Teamzy. It's kind of like, tilling the soil, constantly tilling that soil. Okay. So here we go. Those are my daily goals. And what's going to happen as I start to work here is that these circles are going to fill in. So it's kind of a visual cue that I'm getting some work done. So I'm going to scroll down here to my power hour module. Now check this out, power hour module. This is designed so that I can get everything I need to get done in less than an hour. Now Teamzy is a full-fledged CRM. Have you guys ever heard of CRM? It's just a technical term for a type of software. It means It means contact relationship manager. And it's kind of like an electronic Rolodex, right? So everybody's contact info is in here. You know their name, their address, all their phone numbers, the name of their dog, when their anniversary is, right? All that. We store all that stuff in here for you. All your notes, favorite Starbucks drink. Do you guys keep favorite Starbucks drinks on people? I'm telling you right now, that is a huge thing to know, because whenever you can bring somebody their favorite Starbucks drink, you just made a friend for life. I'm just telling you. That's an easy free tip. Cora liked that one. When you start seeing people again, when you pop over their house, bring their favorite Starbucks drink with their name written on the cup. It's like you just spent $1,000 on them. Okay, so now I've given you guys one of my insider tricks. What the Power Hour does, though, is it takes all that data. It's like a giant filing cabinet that's Teamzy, and it says, here's all you need right now to be productive. We're going to give you 4 lists to connect with: prospects, customers, distributors, and your follow-ups that you're following up on. Okay, we're going to tell you who to connect with, and right here on the right-hand side, you log the message that you sent, so it's tracked. No homework later; it's tracked for you. Pretty cool, right? And Teamzy is going to bring people up here based on the priority you set. So my 5 stars come first, my 4 stars, then my 3 stars. We have a simple system, 5-star system. You guys are familiar with that, right? We rank our relationship with the 5-star system, and depending on how many stars we give them, depends on how frequently we connect with them. But Teamzy does all that automatically for us. So if I say she's 5 stars, she comes on my list every month. If I say she's 4 stars, she comes on my list every 2 months. If she's 3 stars, which most of the people in your list will be, she'll come up every 3 months. But she never falls through the cracks. I'm always connecting with her, right? 2-star people come up every 4 months. Does this make sense? So it keeps me cycling through my list, staying in contact with everybody at the appropriate cadence, because if I don't know you that well, it's going to be really creepy for me to message you every month, right? And be like, why are you messaging me again? But if I want to start a relationship with you, every 3 months might be just about right. Make sense? Okay. Okay, so let me show you how to do a power. Let's just do one together. So Cora's top of my list. Look at that. You're top of my Teamzy. So I got to send her a message. Oh man, what am I going to say to her? We haven't talked since high school. She probably thinks I'm a big jerk for not staying in touch. Or she's going to think I'm hitting on her. How am I going to connect with her in a way that's just good, you know? So this is a struggle for so many people. And I would do these trainings, people are like, it just rolls off your tongue. I'm like, well, that's because I've been teaching this stuff for 20 years. But about 2 years ago, we built a scripts library for you guys and put it in Teamzy. It's in there for you. It's free. Even when you're on a free trial, you can use the scripts library to get started. And you know, the feedback on the scripts has been really great. They work amazing. So you just click on scripts. Look right here, scripts. And these are not like cheesy sales scripts. They're just getting conversation started scripts. So I'm just going to pull the first one off. It's connect number 1. Here's how it reads. It says, hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. There's 4 pieces to that, and each one has a psychological piece, right? It's not threatening. It's friendly. Guess what it's designed to do? Make her day. So I'm going to copy that script. Click on the button. This is copy script. So what I'll do is I'll just paste that in there, you guys, and modify it. I'm going to put her name in. Now, look, I know when people text or message, they don't often use the name, but every time you start a conversation with somebody, always use their first name. This is a pro tip. They know then it's for them and that you took the time to do that. It's not some bot. Does it make sense? So now I've got it set up. I like the way it's written. I don't need to edit it. Maybe I'm going to add a couple of emojis. Do you guys like emojis? I like emojis. Okay, so whatever emojis you want. Once you've got it the way you want it, now I'm going to actually send her the message. So I took a little time. That's an extra step I did to do the editing in Teamzy. The reason why I did that instead of just editing it in text or whatever is because I have sent the message with the wrong name many times. It's not a big deal, but I'd rather not do it. So look, I've copied that. Now I'm going to message her on Facebook because we're Facebook buddies. So I'm just going to go to Facebook, look her up. There she is at my own pace. Send her the message. Okay, there it is. Send. Don't overthink it, just send it. So it's been sent to her. And then I'm going to finish logging that in Teamzy. What was it? So you can log all kinds of different communication. That was a Facebook message, log it. See the big blue button, log connect. Now it's logged. Now notice that she's gone off my list and the list has now moved up. If I scroll up a little bit, you can see I've got 1 done. The circle's starting to fill in blue, 8 left. Next on my list is Jay. So I'm just gonna paste that same message in here so I don't have to overthink and just change the name to Jay. Now I've got my emojis and everything the way I want them. So there it is. See how quick and easy this is? You get to be so fast at this. There's Jay. Boom, send. Pretty easy, right? Now watch, we'll log that one. Watch what happens to Jay on the list. She's gone. Now I've got 2 done, 7 left. So you're gonna keep going down this list until you've done your goal, which is to send whatever, send messages to however many prospects is your goal. Mine was 9. So I'm gonna send 9 people, probably the same script. I mean, honestly, I've got about 4,000 people on my list. I would probably use that same script all the way through the list and then go to the next script after I'd cycle through, because it's just a hello script anyways. So I'm gonna keep going down my list, Amy, then Melissa, then Emily, right? Until I hit this all the way blue. And then I know that I'm done prospecting and I'll move over to customers. Now, some people are gonna respond right away. I just wanna encourage you guys, don't run off and have the conversation yet. Get all the outgoing messages done so you don't get sidetracked. And then you can get into those conversations, okay? Now our customers. You got to stay in touch with your customers. You got to stay in touch with your customers. This is where the money is made, okay, in this business. Now, just really quick on this. It's the same thing. Melissa comes up. I'm going to message her. Great. I'll go to scripts. I'll grab a couple of messages, scripts I can use. How about this one? You're doing so great. I'm proud of you. Congratulations on. Do you guys use this one in Xyngular ever? Yeah. I mean, congratulating somebody for losing 5 pounds is better than asking them if they'd like to add some trim sticks to their next order, right? Because, because my point is, it's like, it affirms everything that's good about the relationship you have with them. I love this one too. Here's a simple one too, which is if if you haven't talked in a while. Hi, John, how are you enjoying the product? So you just take out the word, the products, and put in what they're using, right? Please send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. This is a huge one. This is a huge one because people will tell you good or bad what's going on, and it's a great way to engage them, right? I actually did the trim down trio a couple months ago, and I was kind of confused on how to use it. I mean, I had Xander texting me, but I was kind of confused. I would have appreciated this particular script because I'm like, when am I supposed to take this and that and the other thing, right? So you just never know when people get stuff if they're like me and they just need someone to hold their hand and walk them through. So these are just great scripts to check in with customers. Here's my favorite one. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. People love this one. Usually the response is, you just made my day. Can I just tell you guys that, right now with the pandemic and everything that's been happening and everything that's happening, how much asking if you can make someone's day actually makes people's day. People are really isolated. They're really crying out for a connection with people, right? So we do the same thing that we did with the prospects. You get the script you want, you get the right name in there. Okay, you send it, you log it. Now, real quick about this. Log it, boom, done. So we're gonna work down our customer list until that pink circle is pink. Now, real quick on this is really important, guys. People don't stay in touch with their customers consistently across the industry. Across the industry. They're like on Instagram trying to get followers. They're doing all this stuff. And here they have people who have already made a purchase and already said, I trust you enough to give you my credit card number. And they're not staying in touch with them. So I want you guys to know it's not just about doing the right thing, though that is part of it. But 2 major things happen when you're in regular contact with your customers. The first one is that just by being in regular contact, statistically, they order more product and they retain longer. Okay, they order more product and they retain longer. So this is how the compensation plan works. When people are ordering a lot of product and retaining longer, everybody gets paid more, right? So I want you guys to know customers is a sweet spot, and just staying in touch. It doesn't take more than just being present. Think about going to an amazing restaurant. How many of you guys have ever waited tables or bartended or anything like that? My peeps. I spent a lot of years doing that. I had a fancy college degree, and I used to joke that it was really good for wiping down those tables, right? For years, I waited tables. I think that's where I learned all this stuff. Think about going to a great restaurant, and you have the service is great, the food is great, everything's great, you're having a really good time, and then all of a sudden, you can't find your server anywhere. Everybody's been there, right? Or even the worst is when they get all the way to the check, they drop the check. They thank you, they drop the check, and then you never see them again. You just want to get out of there now. Now you're getting irritated, and it erases everything. When they're present, though, when they're around, when they're just nearby, when they're happy, when they're smiling, when they're friendly, you're like, yeah, I'll have another glass of wine, sure. Dessert? Well, I shouldn't. Let me just take a look at that menu, right? So this is the way human beings are designed. When you're present, they order more product, they retain longer. Okay. And then when you teach your team to do the same thing, it happens. We've done 30-day free trial challenges with teams and watched volume go up 30% in the first month because everyone's talking to their customers. The other thing that happens, which is the best thing in the world when you're talking to customers, the best thing is that they introduce you to their friends. And when you've done this for a while and you've built a customer list, honestly, you don't have to do any outside prospecting ever again. You don't. You just get introduced to the people from people you already have forever. And here's the thing, though: people will talk about Xyngular. They will talk about Xyngular. They may even mention you, but they will not introduce you to anybody unless you have trained them to do so. So just to give you an example, can you guys all think of at least one customer that you just love, you adore this person, like they're doing great, and you want to, can I clone this person please in my business 1,000 times? And that person is talking about Xyngular to friends. Guaranteed. What are you doing? You look great. I'm doing Xyngular. What's Xyngular? So people talk about things that they love. They talk about things that are doing good things for them. And here's another stat you may not know. 86% of people say they make purchasing decisions based on the recommendation of a friend. 86% of people say they make purchasing decisions based on the recommendation of a friend. So you've got these customers who are talking about Xyngular to their friends who are very likely to buy based on that decision. So where are all those customers? Where are they going? Probably Googling Xyngular, finding somebody and buying it. I know that's not what you want to hear, but it's what's happening. So look, you have to be in regular contact with your customers, build a relationship with them. Then it's easy to just say, Ellie, you've been doing so great. I'm so proud of you. Man, you've really stuck to the program. Look at you. You've done amazing. And I'm sure you've told people about what you're doing. I'm sure they've asked you, and you probably told people about Xyngular. So before I get too busy, I'm just using you as an example, by the way. She's going, wait, is he talking to me? Before I get too busy this month, Ellie, and I just want to make sure, like, I'm sure you've been talking to friends and family about Xyngular. I want to make sure I take care of your people first because you're my favorite customer. So is there anybody that needs more information about Xyngular this month before I get too crazy? And she's going to, and I'll go, have you talked to anybody? Oh, actually, yeah, I did. Great. Would you mind introducing them to me? Whatever's easiest for you, just, a quick text message, group text, group Facebook message, group email, whatever's easier. And I'll take it from there and get them some more info. And if they're interested, great. If they're not, great. But at least I'll have served them for you. Okay? Everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is recorded, right? Because if you asked me to repeat it, it would come out differently. That's not scripted. It's conversational. The thing is that if you're in contact with customers, you can ask them that. Could you introduce me? Is there anybody that you care about that needs more information on this? Could you introduce me? And they know you're not going to spam them or be annoying. Why? Because they know how you've treated them. Now, what happens is when Ellie introduces her friends to me on a group chat, they trust me already. Because she says, this is my guy, Eric, who I was telling you about. They trust me already. Isn't that cool? And they're in that 86% likely to purchase category because their friend recommended it and they're seeing her results. This is all day long, you guys, all day long. all day long. I call it duplicating customers. All day long, you duplicate your customers. Then what happens when her two friends, I message her two friends, hey, great to meet you. Great, I'm going to jump on individual chats so I can find out your needs. Hey, what's going on with you? You know, this is what I've been helping Ellie with, but what are you interested in learning about? Or, you know, what are you most interested in, you know, achieving? What are your goals? And so then now I've got these two people who are very interested. Now I come back to Ellie. What do I do? Thank you so much for introducing me to your friends. They're both going to get a program and get started. Before I sign them up, though, have you ever thought about doing what I do? And this is how you not only get new customers, but you turn your best customers into your best team members. And if you are not in regular contact with your customer list, this is not going to happen for you. If you're in regular contact with your customers, it's just every month it happens. Does this make sense? And it's so much more fun than meeting a stranger and having to introduce yourself and having to start building trust from scratch. Okay. Can you tell I'm excited about this stuff? Okay. So prospects, customers, then your distributors. This is your team, and your team needs to hear from you too. So you're going to send a quick message to make their day. Okay. This is easy when you have 3 people on your team. When you have 40,000 people on your team, it's going to be more challenging, but more valuable when they hear from you, right? Think about the person upline from you guys that's like rock star status. How cool would it be to get a text right now saying, congratulations on your month. That's so cool. I was thinking about you today. Or even if it just said, hey, you came up with my Teamzy today. How's everything going? Because then you would know that you made their Teamzy list, right? So we connect with our distributors. This is why I named it Teamzy, by the way, because you don't get to have the business you want and the life that you've dreamt of unless you build the team first and support them. It's about building the team. And here's a dirty little secret that's not told in a lot of the recruiting meetings, is that 1 out of 2 people you recruit on average will quit their first year. Well, I shouldn't say that you recruit, in the industry. In our industry, 1 out of 2 distributors quits their first year, which is a terrible attrition rate. True? And you can impact that on your team by building relationships, because relationship and connection is the #1 thing that helps people stick to something. That's why we have Teamzy. So prospects, customers, distributors. That's the first half of your power hour, is just sending out these messages. You just use my scripts, send out the messages to those people. Okay, that should take you about 30 minutes, maybe less. Losing my voice. The second half is your follow-ups. Now, just to be clear on this, I hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna put a lozenge in here because I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. Sorry for the clicking around and stuff. Follow-ups, like, so when I reach out to Cora and we have a conversation, and maybe it doesn't turn into anything, and then I want to reach out again in the future, that I don't need to set a follow-up in Teamzy. She's automatically going to come back on my prospects list. Okay? I don't have to set a follow-up. The follow-ups are from when I've shared. When I shared a business opportunity, like we had a conversation and I shared a product opportunity, product solution, or I shared the business opportunity with her. Now I'm going to set a follow-up, because it's gone from just building relationship to now she said, yes, I'm interested. Now I need to be professional. Now I'm going to start serving her in a professional manner. Okay. Let me give you an example. When you get to your follow-ups list, you'll see it's empty because it doesn't happen automatically, right? You have to set them. So I messaged Cora. She responds, great to hear from you. Oh my gosh, you big jerk. You haven't talked to me since high school, but how are you? We're doing okay, type thing. We start talking. So my goal now is to engage her in conversation. So I'm going to ask her something like, well, what have you been up to? Tell me tell me how you've been. Send me an update on your family. What are you guys doing? I love that. By the way, that's my secret phrase. Send me an update. Send me an update. You can use, when your conversation is like awkward, just, well, send me an update. What have you guys been doing? How have you been doing during COVID? Send me an update on what you guys have been up to. And people will send you an update. They'll tell you about their husbands and their kids and their dog, and they'll just give you their job, right? They'll give you a quick update, which is great. And that gives you a chance to get engaged and ask questions and be interested in what's going on with them. And just, it is so natural after somebody gives you an update for you to give them an update, right? So give them an update on what you're doing, what you've been up to, about your spouse and your kids and your dog. Oh, and tell them about your business. It's totally natural. Just tell them about your business. I don't know if I told you I started my own business. You did? Yeah, I found this company. They helped me lose a bunch of weight and get healthy, and I loved them so much. And it was a great opportunity. They're called Xyngular. Have you ever heard of them? Yeah, I've been doing it now for a few months, and it's been incredible. I'm so excited about helping people get healthy and lose weight. And it's been an awesome way for me to make extra money during the pandemic. Cool. What is she going to say? Cool. Good for you. Wow. Nobody talks about their business like this in this industry. It's all about, do you want to join? Do you want to buy? Tell them what you do and why you're passionate about it. Okay, tell them what you do and why you're passionate about it, and they will always be excited for you. They will always be excited for you. I can't even tell you how well this works and how it never feels gross, and it's so easy to do. And then, you know, when she's like, wow, good for you, Eric. Wow, that's great. That's really neat. And you'll hear people make jokes. The jokes are where they tell you their pain points, right? Like, I need to lose 20 pounds. Oh, if you're serious, we should have a conversation. I could probably help you do that. Right? Or I need some extra money. I felt that one. Well, I mean, you know, if you're interested in learning more, just let me know. Okay? If you're interested in learning more, just let me know. And this approach, by the way, guys, it makes people more interested than pushing. So she says, yeah, maybe I would like to learn more. Great. So now I'm going to get her on a Zoom or get her on a FaceTime or something so that we can talk a little bit. Well, you have 5 minutes. Let's talk for 5 minutes because we're messaging up till now, right? So maybe we jump on a call or jump on a Zoom or something. And what I want to do on that time is ask her questions and find out what she hopes to achieve and then give her a solution. Okay. So how do I log all this in Teamzy? Let me just give you an example. She's not on my dashboard anymore, so I have to use my lookup bar. See the lookup bar at the top? Okay. That brings me to her record where I can open that connect box right here by clicking on connect, just like on the dashboard. So let's say we got on a Zoom, right? So I'm going to put video chat. I'm going to put all my notes from our Zoom here. Okay. And then right here in the bottom left, it says share. Do you see that? If I did a share, in other words, the business or products, I'm going to click that. And I'm just going to toggle. If I did both, I'll click business opportunity. Okay, great. So as soon as I click that, you can see it set a follow-up now in a couple days. You can actually customize that. I'm going to make it tomorrow. Okay. So now I'm logging that we had a Zoom, all my notes from our Zoom, and that I shared the business opportunity with her, and I'm going to follow up tomorrow. You see that? So when I log this, you can see now that follow-up is on her planned activity. It's planned. If I go to the dashboard, this is what it looks like. On my follow-ups, there she is, due tomorrow. So tomorrow when I do my power hour, I connect with prospects, my customers, my distributors, and my follow-ups. And when I see that it's due with Cora, I'm gonna then send her a follow-up message. It's just like sending the other messages. You can go to scripts, go to Facebook. I mean, that's what I'm gonna use. And then get a follow-up script. So follow-up number 1. By the way, I put my 10 follow-up scripts that I refined for 20 years in here, numbered 1 through 10. Okay, you just send them in order. Okay, so follow-up. Follow-up 1, it says, hi Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Okay, so I'm gonna copy that and send it. Now, here's a little pro tip. When you're talking to somebody and you're having the presentation with them, tell them, hey, I'll check in with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Okay, tell them you'll follow up tomorrow and why, to see if they have any questions. Then you send the script and it looks like, wow, this person keeps their promises, right? So, hi Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Great. So, but we're gonna change the name. Okay, and we'll actually send it to her. Okay, so let's do this. I like Facebook for messaging because the response rate is unbelievably good. It's like 97% response rate on Facebook Messenger. Okay, so I'm sending her that message. Now what happens when I log it? Watch this. As soon as I log it, Teamzy asks me, did you complete the follow-up that you set for today? Right? If you didn't, you can check that off if you weren't actually following up on that, but it's checked. Great. And then do I want to add another follow-up? Yes. So let's follow up like I don't know, 3 or 4 days in the future from now. Great. And I can leave myself a note. The next one's going to be follow-up number 2. Okay. So you can see that's now scheduled for September the 8th and it's done. So now I've logged my follow-up today and I have a new one due on Tuesday. Make sense? This is, now I talked to you guys about staying in touch with your customers. The other piece to this puzzle, actually being successful in this business, is the follow-up. And most people mess this up. I'm just telling you right now, people follow up 3 or 4 times. They think they're doing a good job. 3 or 4 times isn't going to cut it, because 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Okay. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up, which means if you're following up 3 or 4 times, you're missing out on 80% of your opportunity. Now, how many of you guys are concerned about following up 10 times because you don't want to come across as the most annoying person on the planet? You can be honest. It's okay. Good. If you didn't raise your hand and be like, you're not getting this relationship stuff. All right. I want you to think about this another way. How many of you guys really, really, truly believe in your products and your opportunity that you're honestly going to change people's lives? And that's what gets you fired up. Okay, good. I need you to think about that, because here's what I want you guys to understand is that you are not going to change their life if they don't purchase this. Xyngular is just a hard to pronounce word that doesn't mean anything to them until it changes their life, right? So you need to understand that it's not that following up is something that's annoying. It's actually an act of love. Okay, following up is an act of love. And I recommend you write that down on a sticky note or something and stick it somewhere where you can see it all the time to remind yourself following up is an act of love. It's how we show people that we really care about them. Honestly, we're worried about being annoying, but when we stop following up, we've communicated to them that we didn't care about them. Okay, so you're in this to help people or you're not. When you tell them you're going to help them, you're going to follow up, then you need to do it. You need to fulfill the promise. Now, I will teach you the technique for not being annoying when you follow up. Okay, I'm going to teach you right now, and then we'll go into questions. There is a way to do it so you're not annoying. And I figured this out years ago. As a coach, people used to pay me. Well, actually I charge more now, but years ago, like around the turn of the century, the early 2000s, people would pay me $500 for 2 30-minute sessions. And then they would no-show the sessions. People would not show up for the phone calls. Why? Because they were embarrassed. They hadn't done any work. So I had to figure out how to follow up relentlessly so that they didn't feel like I was pestering them and they appreciated it. And over time, I figured it out. There's 2 principles. You ready? 2 principles for following up without being annoying. Here they are. Number 1, don't ask them to do anything in your follow-up. You know, like you get the message that says, call me back. Annoying, right? Tell me why. Why do I need to call you back? Tell me what the message is. Don't tell me to do something. I don't know why I need to do something. Are you guys with me? Don't tell them to do anything. That's principle number 1. Don't tell them to do anything. Sometimes if you're really worried, you can actually say, you don't have to do anything with this. Back in the days when we used to leave voicemails, I don't believe in voicemails because I think voicemails are annoying by definition now. We used to leave voicemails though, right? And I used to say, you don't have to call me back. Like that's how I'd start my voicemail. And then people would go, okay, let me listen. But don't ask them to do anything. Principle number 2, make sure they can read your entire follow-up message without opening it. So just on the notification screen, right? It pops up on your phone when it's locked. They need to be able to read the whole message without opening it, because here's what I'm going to tell you. They won't open it. They won't open it. And if they can't read all of it because you wrote a book, they're super annoyed because they don't want to open it, but they want to know what it says. Why don't they want to open it? Because it's a bad timing. They can't respond right now. So they're going to leave it unread so they don't look like a jerk for not responding until they can get to it. And they might not get to it. Do you guys do this sometimes? Everybody does this. So make it easy on them. All we care about when we're following up, you already had the conversation. The follow-up is to remind them that you love them, that you're present, that you're doing what you said you would do, that you're going to help them. You're going to be present for them when they're ready. So the follow-up, you just want them to see it, and they will always see it. I have not met a human being with a smartphone that doesn't have a compulsive desire to look at that screen when it lights up. They are going to see your message. You're going to be, Eric, they don't even open my messages. They're ghosting me. No, they're not. They're reading every single message. The thing is that your message came in and they saw it, but then the baby's thrown up on the dog or vice versa, right? They're driving their car when you sent it. They're in the middle of Costco trying to push a 6-ton cart with a mask on, and they can't see. You guys notice the masks make it so you can't see? Is it just me? I feel like when the mask's on, I lose all my peripheral vision. It's weird. So their life is happening. They're getting your messages. You need to keep following up, keep following up, keep following up. 80% is between 7 and 10. Now, here's what usually happens, you guys. 20% of people will respond in the first 3 follow-ups. And they'll sign up and they'll buy. Yay! Those are the ones you already have. The rest will not respond to 6, 7, maybe even 8 follow-ups. Nothing but crickets coming back. Has this happened? They're like, she was so interested. Now she's ghosting me. People always say ghost, they're ghosting me. Your prospects are not ghosting you. Their life's just going on. You need to just stay present, because what happens on like that 8th or 9th follow-up is they say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I haven't responded to your messages. Thank you for staying in touch. And now the conversation's going again. Okay? It's just like so predictable. If they don't respond to the first 3, it's going to take more. That's just the way it goes. And Teamzy works because you're messaging, you're connecting and starting conversations, building relationships. You're finding a few people here and there who are interested. You put them on that follow-ups list. Every single month, people will come off that follow-ups list and close. Every single month, it builds, it builds, it builds. After you've been doing it for a while, it builds more and more and more, because all these relationships you've been talking to get warmer and warmer and warmer. It gets to a point, and I've worked with so many people where like 8, 9 months after really using Teamzy, they'll say, oh my gosh, I didn't use Teamzy at all this month because my business got so blown up and so huge. I couldn't keep track of anything. And I just went nuts, and I ranked up 3 ranks, and it was just crazy. And then they're coming to me going, and I'm like, okay, take a deep breath. We need to get your Teamzy opened up again. Teamzy got you here. You don't want to give it up now. Let's get you back in the process, right? But it's just a compounding process of building relationships, and it's super fun. Does this make sense? Okay, I've talked to you guys enough. Let me let you open up for questions. If you have specific questions on anything, I know there's a lot of stuff I didn't show you tonight because I didn't have all night, but if you have any questions about anything, unmute, ask away.
I don't have any questions, but I'll say something, just a little statement. I'm sitting here thinking, when I was working full-time, before, when I very first started doing Xyngular, I was working full-time as a nurse. And so in the morning, I would just wake up early, and that's what I preach to everybody is, 5 a.m., get in the 5 a.m. club before anybody wakes up in the whole house, and just do it, get it done. And, and I was just running rampant, doing whatever it was I could get done in that hour. So for these guys, I think most everybody on this call is actually working full time. And, Xyngular is something that's really, intriguing them, and they're all doing awesome. Everybody on here is a rock star. So this, you guys, to have this 30 minutes to an hour in the morning to do your follow-ups and then go to work for the day is just get ready for your lunchtime. Just get ready for lunchtime and get ready for after work, because it's going to blow up. It's just going to be awesome. So this is just amazing.
That's exact, Cora, and then that's exactly what I did when I started. Was I would do it in the morning really early, between 4 and 5. And then I would go to work, and on my lunch break, I would go to my car for half my lunch break and just message.
Yeah, respond.
Yep. And then in the evening, after I got the kids to bed and stuff, between like maybe around like 9 o'clock, same thing.
Yep.
So you can do it. It actually works better if you work full time, because it forces you to be focused on when you're going to message. If you were home, you might be on your phone all day long.
Yeah.
So it's better for people to know, like, you're going to hit them at certain times, and then you can just keep those conversations going. But for sure, that's the idea, is that you can get it done. People always go, well, how can I do it so early? It doesn't matter. If people are sleeping, they'll get it when they get it. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't really text people, but I would message them on social media platforms.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I just saw a question in the chat from Jill about Facebook contacts. She says, once you upload all your Facebook contacts, if you then have a big influx, what's the easiest way to get new contacts on there? Okay, so 2 things. One, you could go back and do the bulk import again from Facebook. It's really easy to do, and it would only bring the new people over. And then once you get them in, there's a group on the team page called new ads, recent ads. So you could click on recent ads and you'd see everybody that was just brought into Teamzy, so you could message them or whatever you want to do with them. The best thing though is every day to add people to Teamzy manually as you're meeting people, to get them in Teamzy and get in that habit. And that's why there's that little ad circle on Teamzy. It kind of gives you an emotional reward for doing that, because we wanted you to really think about doing it intentionally. Like, oh my gosh, I haven't met anybody today, or I haven't made any new contacts to add to Teamzy today. So it makes you like want to reach out and maybe friend somebody or something and then add them to Teamzy. There's a little button at the top that says add contact. Super easy. You click it, you add them, boom, they're in. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that helps. Any other questions?
Thank you. I appreciate that. I was having computer problems, so I uploaded all my contacts and then I couldn't use it for like 2 weeks. And now I have a bunch more. And I was like, how am I going to get these back in here?
Yeah. So just do the bulk import again. It's really easy. Follow the steps, pop them in there.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure thing.
Sherry. Yes.
Yeah, I just saw that. Can you bulk add with an iPad? No, you can't, because iPads can't handle the files. Like attachments and things like that. Those don't do anything. They don't work on iPads or phones. So you need to do a bulk import. You need to borrow a computer if you don't have one, just for that moment.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do is, if you really don't have access to one, you can set up a Zoom call with my team, and they can remotely pull those files onto their computer and upload it into your account for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty
Thanks.
cool. Basically, you just you log into everything on your iPad and give them permission to access it from their side, and it's like they're doing it on your computer, but then it downloads on theirs and they can upload it.
But I could do it on a laptop.
Absolutely.
If I borrowed like my husband's laptop. Okay.
Oh yeah. Just borrow your husband's laptop.
All right.
Just for that. Then you can work it on your iPad all day long.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure thing.
Yeah. They're super helpful at Teamzy. I couldn't figure out how to do it on my desktop. I couldn't get everybody from Facebook uploaded onto Teamzy. My daughter just came here. My daughter just got home from college. She just walked in my house.
She's out.
Hi.
It's okay. We're winding down. Is there any other questions before I send you guys on your way? Was that helpful? Oh my gosh, I didn't give you your action steps. So make sure you go get your 30-day trial started if you haven't already done it. Teamzy is typically $30 a month, so $1 a day for Teamzy. But for Xyngular, it's only $19.95 a month, because
Awesome.
corporate negotiated a special rate for you guys. So it's like 60 cents a day, right? Plus, I don't know if you guys have gotten that far down the road, but everything you spend on your business, you write off your taxes. So your Xyngular business, I'm not a tax professional, but if you need a referral to somebody who specializes in it for network marketing people, she tells me that network marketing people should be writing $8,000 to $9,000 off their taxes. That's income. That's income in addition to what you're earning. Pretty cool, right? So you definitely should look into that and learn more about that. Teamzy's obviously a little bit that you'd be writing off, but it's 100% deductible as a business expense. So hopefully that was helpful. I highly recommend that you guys get together, partner up in 2s or 3s to do the 30-day trial together and hold each other accountable, because accountability is the only way we ever get anything actually done. And what I would recommend you do is, when you're done with your Power Hour in Teamzy, take a little screenshot of your completed dashboard. You'll get a little "you crushed it" message from Teamzy. Send that over to your partner. Just text it over or message it over, and it'll be super annoying because they haven't done anything today, but it'll force them to get something done, and vice versa. The partnering thing is crucial. If you get a partner or two to do it, you're going to have an amazing month. So hopefully that's helpful. So Cora, I know you're ready to get going because you've got an exciting edition. I just wanted to say thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I'll send you the recording tomorrow. God bless you guys. Have a great night.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great night.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank
It was
you.
awesome.
Bye.